Welcome back to Art Practice ASMR. This video is going to be more of a talkative one, but before we get into that, I just want to say that if you're interested in seeing more of my art and seeing how all the finished products look, I actually have 3 places where you can find them. The first one, and the one that I use the most, is Tumblr. Right here you can see my blog. It's artpracticeasmr.tumblr.com, and I think you can just search it in the search bar with @artpracticeasmr. But it's where I'm the most active, and you can also look in the menu and see all my links, and I have an Ask Me Anything section where you can just ask me anything. You can even ask anonymously, so if you're interested in that, go ahead. My second most active place is on Instagram. I only upload pictures, but if people are interested, I'll do stories and I will upload video. But this is just a collection or an archive of all of my art. And then my last place to find me is my Twitter, @artpracticeasmr. That's the handle for everything, actually. It's just @artpracticeasmr. On Twitter, I mostly just post links to all of my videos, and I tweet them with hashtags, and if the video is about someone, I just @them, and that's really it, just videos with funny captions. I only have 2 followers, so I don't tweet much, and I don't really know what to say Anyway, that's where you can find me, and you can always find the 3 links on my channel page, and I will start linking them in the descriptions of the videos. So just check those out if you're interested in looking at my art. Anyway, the video's about to start, and I hope you enjoy. I've been making these videos for about 5 months now, and although that isn't a lot of time, it was long enough for me to develop some insecurities. Now, when I say insecurities, I don't just mean places where I'm worried or concerned about, but also places where I want to improve in my art, video, and personality. I think I'll start out with my art because that might be the one that I have the most things to say about. And I'm kind of worried that I might be teaching myself wrong. Like, I'm teaching myself because I don't have a lot of money to spend on classes and all that, and so I'm just learning on my own. But I'm worried that maybe I'm teaching myself the wrong way to draw, if there is a wrong way. And I'm worried that I might be building myself into habits that will make me fail later on, and that, like, if I ever meet other artists, that they'll look at how I draw and they'll go, "Wow, that's terrible, why would you ever do any of that?" But I think if I was teaching myself bad habits, that you guys in the comments would probably notice and, tell me what I'm doing wrong and places where I can improve. Because even though I have a pretty small audience, you guys still leave me helpful comments on some videos, and I appreciate that. One thing that I'm really worried about is that I'm just wasting my time doing this. Like, when I was a kid, I used to draw a lot, and I would draw several pictures every day. And around 10 years old, I just stopped doing that. Meanwhile, other artist kids just continued doing that past when I stopped. And those kids now are submitting their stuff into galleries, and like they're running successful YouTube channels and doing animation, and they're basically doing all the things that I want to do now, but because I didn't know that I wanted to do this when I was a kid, I squandered my time, and now I have to catch up to them, but it's gonna be a scramble to do that because I'm already 19, almost 20, and I have to draw in my old age because artists age faster than, normal people. I don't know if that made any sense, but it's kind of like in sports where athletes who are in their 30s are considered old men, and like athletes in their late 20s are in their prime and stuff. And I think it's the same with artists, where an artist in their 20s should already have a style, or at least be way better than I am right now. So I feel like I have to make up for 10 years of drawing every day that I didn't do. And I feel like I have to cram those 10 years into 3 or maybe 5 at most years, so I can be as good as other people my age. And I'm afraid that if I can't even do that what's the point of even trying? And I know that sounds like I'm really weak-willed, and that if I think like that, then maybe I should just give up now. But I'm not going to give up now because, those are just things that I worry about. Those are the things that keep me up at night, but those things can't keep me down, and they'll never get in the way of my goals that I want to achieve. My spirit can outshine the worries, but that doesn't mean that the worries don't exist. Now onto places where I want to improve in my art. I still need to work on drawing people. When I'm done with that, I guess I should move on to places and things. I also need to learn how to picture something in my head and then be able to translate that into drawings, because I cannot do that at all right now. If I picture something in my head, 99% of the time, I can't draw that at all. It just doesn't work out. Now on to the next thing, which is my videos. I love the drawing part. I love filming that. I love the act of making the videos. But I absolutely hate editing them. It sucks just completely. It would be fun if my videos were exciting, doing the Eva video was fun, but these are just so dull, and that's sort of the point, because ASMR is falling asleep and my videos are just drawing. But it's here's what syncing audio is like. I have the video and I have the audio that was recorded on the camera. Then I drag in the audio that I recorded with my microphone. And now I have to tediously make sure that all of the wavelengths line up, and the camera can't pick up most of the sounds that my microphone hears. So I have to do everything by ear, and I have to pay attention to the video to make sure that everything's aligned. And since it's so boring, sometimes I just instinctively stop paying attention, and then I miss, and it's it's out of sync by a couple seconds, and it's like, oh no, now I have to rewind and watch it all again so I can figure out where the desync happened. And that is literally the worst thing ever. And if I could pay someone to edit my videos for me, I absolutely would. But I have no money, and I don't have enough subscribers to warrant that. But I totally would. None of those were really insecurities, though. I just kind of ranted about editing. But if I had to pinpoint an insecurity that I have, I would say that I'm worried that I don't upload enough. That maybe I should release 2 videos a week, like one on Monday and one on Friday. And the only reason I feel like that is because someone will subscribe to me when, like, a day after I release a video, and then they have to wait like 6 more days for another video to come out. And they kind of, like, sometimes people unsubscribe during that time, or maybe I just see that someone unsubscribed and I attribute that to that. But I am worried that I'm not uploading enough, and I'm sort of worried that maybe there's something about my videos that I don't recognize as a problem and that nobody's telling me. That's kind of paranoid, though. Like, I know that there's something wrong. I just don't know what it is. But I know that it's there. Anyway, I think I'm going to start mixing in some personality concerns that I have, because they kind of go hand in hand with my video stuff, considering that half of my videos are talking videos, and you can basically consider those vlogs where I just whisper, because they're all about my journey to get better at art, and it's basically me sharing whatever's on my mind. I'm gonna start off with something that's actually really trivial, but I never noticed how heavily I breathe until I started doing these videos. And I think it's probably because I have asthma, but, like, I don't know, like, even when I breathe through my nose, it's just and it just bothers me while editing, because I kind of hate it. It's like, it's like tingly, but the wrong kind of tingly. But I always get self-conscious when I'm listening, and in between words you can just hear and I don't really like that. Another thing that doesn't really matter that much, but I just can't help but notice it, is that I have a wavery kind of quiver in my voice, and I think it's just because I'm not used to talking like this for long periods of time, and it'll probably go away the longer I make these videos, but it's like it doesn't happen when I whisper like this. But then when I start talking like this, it just comes back and my voice gets all wavy and weird. One thing that's an actual concern, though, is audience interaction, and I try to like every single comment I get, and that's not that hard when I only get one comment on every other video. But sometimes I worry that maybe liking comments isn't even enough, and that I should leave a personal comment on everything and be like, I don't know, not just be friendly or something. But I'm really socially awkward in real life, and it's like I overthink things, and I just worry that maybe if I leave a comment, the person will hate me and see me for true colors. But, like, what true colors will they see if I just say thanks or thank you? But that's just the weirdo in me getting freaked out by social interaction. But I really am worried about that kind of stuff, My social awkwardness extends beyond just you guys, and it really makes me worried about being a part of the community. And not just the ASMR community, but also the art community, and in the future, the animation community when I start working on that stuff. And it's like, I know a lot of people who are awkward in real life, and then when they're on the internet, it's like they're an entirely different person, and they get to be themselves. But that's not the same with me. Like, when I get on the internet, I freak out just like I do in real life. And this is kind of a problem for me. Here's an example of how awkward I can be. So, when I made my Game Overs video, I tweeted it at Ross. But before I released the video and before I tweeted it, I had someone watch the video and then rewatch it to make sure I didn't say anything weird or offensive. And then I had them read and then reread my tweet to make sure I wasn't being weird and like overbearing. And even after I tweeted and posted, I was still like freaking out. Like, maybe he's gonna read it and hate me or something. And in hindsight, I don't exactly know what I was worried about. But I can say that it was a load off my mind when he tweeted out my video and said it was heartwarming. It's like everything I worried about just stopped existing. You might be thinking to yourself, you idolize Ross, of course you would be nervous about tweeting at him. And so I will give you an alternate scenario. I've been following an ASMR artist since before she had 1,000 subs. And I always told myself that when I make my ASMR channel, I will start commenting and interacting with her. So I made my channel, and now 5 months later, she has over 10,000 subs, and I still haven't said anything to her. Now I've gotta stop talking about my social awkwardness, cause I've already run out of footage to use, and I could talk about being awkward for hours. But if you guys in the audience have any helpful advice or tips on how to improve in art, video, or being active in the community, or just being active in the comments, then please leave that advice in the comments. Thanks for listening, and have a nice sleep.